Hello guys, it's Glamit here and welcome back to another episode of the free-to-play account. And in today's video we have so much to talk about. We have some footage from Conquest, we have some footage from the new raid, which is my first attempt on the free-to-play account. And with regards to that guys, I'm pretty happy with where we're sitting at the moment. So as you guys will know, the videos did stop temporarily for the account. Now we're back to every Friday being the free-to-play upload, unless otherwise stated, because some days it may come out on alternate days, but for the most part it's going to be every Friday. And with that guys, we're back to the like goal. So if this video does reach 35 likes, then I will upload a extra episode next week. Guys, that will not take away from any of the other content on the channel. It will be an additional episode which will probably be covering a specific topic on the free-to-play account. I'm also happy to do that as a stream. Just let me know down in the comments what you would like to see. Now guys, in terms of the footage for this week, I recorded probably 4 or 5 days. I didn't record everything I did on the account this week, and we came out to a grand total of 4 hours of footage, which is quite a lot to be going through. So there is quite a lot that's been cut. I tried to leave as much unedited raw footage as possible, just sped up, so you guys can actually see what I'm doing on the account. And the reason I did this is because in the past I've heavily edited the footage, cut so much here, cut so much there, and I feel like that doesn't give a good representation of how much time I'm actually spending on the account. And as you guys will know, I'm a busy person in real life. You know, I work full time and do other stuff outside of YouTube, and I'm sure many of you are the same. So I wanted to try and leave it unedited, just sped up, so you guys can actually see how much time I'm using, so you can see the time management that's involved. And it's also why you're seeing me now perform some events that I probably should have done before. It's not because I didn't think they were worth doing. For example, the one you saw at the beginning was the Resistance event that you get right at the beginning of the game. I know I'm very late to be doing it, but it's just a case of I've been trying to manage my time and I just didn't really value doing that right at the beginning. I probably should have just got it done, but like I said guys, this is like over 4 hours of footage, and that's not including everything I did this week. I do really think that time management, or just the cost in time playing this game, is a little bit too high for me. I feel like it can be optimized better, and when you start running more than one account, it is just a little bit unbearable at times. You can see on the screen now we're doing the Drogon event, so finally get Drogon unlocked thanks to the marquee coming back. That's nice. We're going to need those shards later on down the line, and now we begin our Conquest grind. And unfortunately guys, I couldn't really get through all of Conquest in the previous few months, and that's mainly because I only really had one team, and when you run out of stamina, it's not so much a case of the team not being good enough, because they are. It's more a case of just not having enough teams. But now I have about 4 or 5 teams that can do it, so we should be entering normal mode Conquest within the next couple of months. We just need to kind of get the teams ready to be able to perform there. Now guys, I kind of want to talk a little bit about the actual progression of the account compared to this week and last week. So last week, you guys will remember, I put in my hotbot comparison tool, and I was coming in at 612,750 GP. This week that has gone up to 673,719 GP, so we made quite a big jump there in galactic power, and that's primarily coming from character GP. It's gone up almost 50,000. My ship GP has gone up only 20,000 this week. Now my top 80 has gone up considerably. We're now sitting at 402,000 compared to 374,000. Our fleet rank has doubled. We've gone from 304 to 140. I've actually decided to start climbing guys, and yeah, I've been hit by the hyperdrive and lightspeed bundle accounts all sitting there with relic bosks, which is a little bit annoying. I can't really beat them at the moment. In terms of Zetas, we've applied 1 additional Zeta this week, and that was on Tarkin's unique. Now I was actually thinking of doing Vaders, because Zetas are kind of mandatory for all levels of the game, and also they would also boost the ship a bunch. But then I was thinking, the raid's out. I tried doing the one man, the underman for the raid, and yeah, it wasn't going very well. And in terms of RNG, we could have done it without the unique Zeta, but I basically made the decision, I'll apply the Zeta, it saves me loads of time, and I like saving time, so that's why I applied that Zeta this week. We haven't applied any Omicrons this week, guys. We did get some good mods though. Now unfortunately, this week my Gear 11 average mods speed will be going down considerably. We've gone from an average of 78 down to 72. It's not a case of the mods decreasing, it's just a case of me gearing up more characters this week. We've now got an additional Gear 12 and an additional Gear 11. We've done no relics this week, although Quebec is like 20 pieces of one of the furnace piece away from a relic, which is really nice. The quicker I can get some teams up so I can at least attempt the TB missions, the better, because at the moment I can't max out the monthly season pass because I just can never do the TB missions that you have to do. In terms of mod changes this week, we still have the same amount of 6 dot mods, still have the same amount of 20 speed mods as well, but where we've made some gains is in the 15 plus speed mods, where we've gained 2 this week, and then we've also gained 110 speed mod as well, which is really nice. We've also now got a few high offense percent mods, which is pretty nice as well there, guys. And then in terms of relic levels, I've made some progress here this week. We now have 1 R7 on the account. That is Padawan Obi-Wan. Master Qui-Gon sitting at R5. Hopefully he'll be R7 nice and soon. And then we've also taken Tarkin to relic 3. This was just to make the raid a little bit easier. So guys, now you're probably wondering, what are we actually farming? Because I know I had a couple of comments on the previous video basically saying, Glimmet, you're all over the place, what is actually going? This makes no sense, I'm not liking this journey at all. And guys, I can kind of understand that sentiment, and I do kind of want to just reiterate what I said at the beginning of the series here, guys, and that is, if you want to follow the guide, you know, book by book or page by page, as you would say, you can go and watch the free-to-play farming guide I created and just follow that and farm those exact teams and ignore everything else. But the idea of doing this as a playthrough and doing the weekly uploads, I know I stopped them for a while, was to show you the impact of life. You know, do you play every day? Can you do this? Can you do that? And also to show you the reality that this game is ever changing, new content always comes out, and as you guys know, I make a lot of videos on newer content, not necessarily showcasing it, but more the theory and the reason behind farming it, right? Because new content tends to speed up progress quicker. So we are still following the original plan, we're still going for Bo-Katan, we're still going for all of these, but we're trying to maximize our account so that we can get into those big guilds eventually, because that is the idea of the farming plan. It is more of a guild focused account, right? So I've kind of been going through and thinking, what teams are we farming now? Well, we do need assault battle teams. At the moment we have one, which is the Jedi one, and I have a feeling we will be able to do challenge tier 1. We do have obviously relic 7 Master Qui-Gon, relic 7 Padawan Obi-Wan on the way. Obviously Qui-Gon's relic 5 right now. Quebec will be relic as well. We have Gear 12 Grandmaster Yoda, and regular Ahsoka's also going up to Gear 12 late and soon. And one of the benefits is, because I've already got Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon at relics, I have a very good supply of 6 dot mod materials. Basically every character I want, I can 6 dot all their mods today. Now some of you will be thinking, why would I be doing that? Well guys, it makes a massive difference to survivability, to speeds, to everything else. With the amount of mod resources you can get now, it's very easy to work on the mods, and that's also going to increase the chances there. So at the moment we have 1 assault battle team completed. In terms of the next assault battle team, it is going to be the Night Sisters, and I did kind of hint at this in a video, but I'm making the decision to go for the new Night Sisters instead of the old ones. I'm going to be farming Great Mothers, who's currently 3 stars, although she is like Gear 8, Gear 9. We're then going to be using Morgan, who's going to be 7 stars in like 2 weeks. We then are going to be using the 2 Imperial Remnant guys, that's the Night Trooper and the Death Trooper Peridia, because they are needed for another assault battle. So that's 2 for the price of 1. And then we're going to finish up with Merrin, who is almost 7 stars. And the best thing is, we don't necessarily need to give any Zetas to the team. We will probably do Morgans and then maybe Great Mother's basic, but other than that I'm not really worried about Zetas, and that should get us at least challenge tier 1 in 1 assault battle, and then also get us the income from the Peridia Patrol, which is of the level of the Poncho Bros. And as I said guys, that just gives you so many mods, gives you so much signal data, so much relic stuff, gives you relic 8s, gives you relic 7 materials. It's just fantastic all around. And not to mention, it also gives you some crystals, which is a little bit underrated. Now obviously you can use that to refresh the event, but if you save those crystals, that's going to be like an extra 400 or 500 crystals for each event. So it's 1,000 extra crystals a month just for free. Now guys, on the topic of crystals, we do need to start working on the fleets. So we've been starting up the Geo ships. They're almost all about 6-7 stars now. They're on the way to 7 stars, should I say. And yeah, I mean, they're looking okay. We don't really have the full Malevolence fleet up and running, but we will have Malevolence within the next couple of days. I just need 5 shards on Grievous, and then we can take him to gear 11, start applying his Zetas, and at least run the Malevolence fleet. In terms of the main fleet I'm going to be using, it is going to be the Executrix, that is Tarkin's fleet. Obviously he is now 6 dots, he's now relic, so his capital ship's good. We now have it level 85, they are quite expensive to level up. I'm actually taking the time to upgrade all of the ship abilities on that fleet because I know it's going to be one of my primary fleets throughout the playthrough, whereas something like Home 1 we're just never really going to invest in. We are eventually going to do Endurance, or we're going to do Negotiator. I haven't made the decision yet, but we are going to have a Galactic Republic fleet within the next 2 to 3 months. I've been starring them up. Anakin's ship is almost 6 stars and the other ships are following, and the reason for doing that is I did mention it previous episode. Gas is a low hanging fruit. I'm not saying we're going to farm him outright because I don't really want to be doing that. I don't think it's a bad idea to prepare for it. Because what you'll find is, if you play an account nowadays, or you've been playing for a while, it's very, very easy to gear up older characters. I mean, even today, guys, the only reason I don't have regular Ahsoka gear 12 today, I don't have enough of the materials needed to actually level her up, right? So if I had those materials, I would have Ahsoka gear 12 today. And you can really do that for any older character. And obviously, General Skywalker, none of the characters need Kyrotex, right? You need Asajj, you need Padme, all of these. They're not the best characters, but we're not really going out of our way to get the team up and running. You can also do it with minimal relics as well. We'll probably take General Kenobi to relics just because obviously he's a fleet commander, he kind of needs them. Obviously Jedi Anakin will go to relics. I know he's not an outright requirement, but his ship is. Ahsoka will go to relics because then we can start running a Datacron team with our Jedi, which will also help us a bunch. And then obviously Grievous will go to relic for his fleet, and then maybe B1 for the Grievous team. So you can kind of see where I'm going with that, guys. We're going to try and get it done on the side, but we're not outright farming it. At the moment, we're just trying to prepare the assault battle teams, so we're going to probably take about a month to prepare them. It's not going to take as long as you would think, guys, because what we're also doing is right now our main priority above everything else is a raid team. Now guys, some of you will be thinking, why would you be doing that? And obviously I had a couple of comments on the previous video, which I always love it when you guys comment, whether you think it's negative, positive, whatever, just leave the comment. One, it helps boost the video and the algorithm, and the other thing is it starts discussions. Because guys, I'm not perfect, I'm just a guy who makes videos for the game. Sometimes the information I give can be wrong, and I always like people trying to correct me or have that discussion. And basically what it came down to is, why would you spend time farming new content you're not required to? And that's the point, guys. You're not required to. You don't have to farm a raid team, but you should. And why should you? One, because it gets you into a good guild, because it shows you're pushing for guild related activities. It does make a difference, guys. I was a guild leader for many years, and one of the things I always looked out for was players who were ready to give that extra mile for the guild, right? So it does make a difference, but more importantly, guys, it makes a difference in the personal rewards. You're looking at like an extra 300 to 400 of the tier 3 currency if you invest in at least one good raid team to R7, right? Because you can do a couple of solos as well. And if you think about that over the case of a year, guys, when you're doing the raid, what, once or twice a week on average, just from your personal track, you're making so much progress. And I've mainly been using mine just to buy the relic 7 relic material. I've not really been buying any arrows. Eventually we'll be buying them, but now I'm trying to speed up everything else, and having that extra income will be amazing. Not to mention, guys, once we finish farming the clones, we have 2 more assault battle teams. So we get a raid team and 2 assault battle teams. Now you guys will probably be thinking, well, Glamit, what teams are they? Well, firstly is the clone team. You can just run Captain Rex in the lead. I've not seen any footage on this, but I have no reason to believe it wouldn't work on Challenge Tier 1 with good relics and modding, so I guess we'll be trying that out eventually. And the other one is obviously the Empire, which you can run with Tarkin. Now, you would still need Imperial Troopers or Bounty Hunters, but we'll probably go for the Bounty Hunter route there, because obviously we're building Executor and we need Bounty Hunters for that one anyways, which you can do Challenge Tier 1 pretty easily. So eventually, once we have the assault battles in play, everything else will be quicker, and then when we go to finalizing the Bo-Katan Mandalorian requirements, it should be a little bit smoother, leaving just IG and pads, which will take a little bit of time to do, but that's no problem. And then in terms of the last things we're farming, we're starting to do 1 day just refreshing the Iden ship. I will at least 3-star her so I can at least run the Empire fleet a little bit nicer, and then really it's going from there, just preparing, making sure everything nice and smooth. So yeah, we've got a lot going on. I'm very happy with the progression of the account overall. Not very impressed with the time frame, but that's more a case of just not having the time in real life to dedicate to, you know, store refreshes, farming effectively, all of that. Just didn't really have the time, and that happens, guys. And again, that's why I'm trying to leave the footage unedited so you guys can see how much time I'm spending on the game, what I'm actually doing, what I'm looking to do. Obviously, guys, I'm not the most efficient player ever. I've never claimed to be. There are people way more efficient with way more efficient farming guides if you want to play that route. The idea of this playthrough is to show you guys there are other ways to play the game, because for me, I get very bored when I'm just playing someone else's method, right? If I just go on YouTube, watch a farming guide from a popular content creator, could be myself, could be Nooch, could be anyone, and if I watch these videos and I follow it step by step by step, are you really playing the game, or are you just copying someone else? And I always try to encourage you guys to play the game how you want to play the game. Obviously, there's things you can do to make it easier. This is just my spin on that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Glurmit, and I'll see you guys in the next one.